Hello, guys. Welcome back. And of course, we just came out seeing this film called The Strange Darling. Which, what the hell is this, boy? Because you guys dragged me into this. Ocean knows it, right?
Yes.
No, like I only saw like bits and pieces of it, but yeah, go right ahead.
I didn't know anything about this film.
I didn't actually know that this was coming out, but I saw that Kyle Gallner was in it, and I saw I was getting pretty good reviews. So, well, regardless,
Yeah,
it's a
Rotten
horror
Tomatoes
movie
is pretty good. It's got like a 96%, and they have pretty good reviews.
Yeah. But yeah, regardless, it's a new horror with Kyle Gallner, so I'm like, okay, I'll go see it. So I didn't watch any trailers, but I did see some stuff on Instagram. People started posting about it, and I'm making VHS tapes of it already.
No, what the hell?
But yeah. So I wanted to see it. That's all I knew.
Yeah, it's a horror suspense kind of film, and
It's like
it came out in
thriller.
2023 in other places, but it finally came to the US where it just barely just came out, and it came out this month, which we decided to go see it. And was it such a great horror film? Was it suspenseful? Was it mystery? Did it give us thrills and chills? Kind of. For me, I kind of enjoyed it. It was kind of, if you love Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, or anything like kind of like
with parts, you mean
with
chapters
with
and
parts, chapters, like mystery kind of thing, and you'll definitely get suspense here. You're gonna like this film, and it's kind of a nice kind of fitting kind of puzzle kind of thing. And I know there's gonna be some weird moments in it, which there is some dialogue that kind of like was like okay, that was like fine I guess, but it is kind of weird. But I wish there was a little bit more payoff, because obviously during the more film you can start seeing like one of the the main actress, the lady, what was her name? Willie.
They just in the
film it just called I think
they
right
call
here
her the electric chair lady.
Yeah,
So
well that's supposed to be a big thing, like a big reveal.
Willa Fitzgerald.
Well, yeah, Willa Fitzgerald. She's playing as the lady because she doesn't give her name at all. That's what they call her, the lady.
Yeah.
So that's who she is, and apparently it's her perspective with the same thing with. For some reason they call him the demon here.
The cop.
Kyle. What was his name?
Gallner.
Yeah. So they just call him the demon. I don't know why, but whatever. And it's basically their perspective of what's technically having a good evening, having a good time, but things go haywire the moment when someone becomes a serial killer. so yeah, it's up to you as trying to fit in the puzzles, because obviously you'll see some moments in there like what is going on, because if you don't get it, because I think I heard a person right next to me going like, what is even going on? And I laughed a little, because you do get lost a little bit, but then after a few more chapters in, you'll start feeling the puzzles fitting in.
You have to remember what chapter it is. This guy was probably very passively watching it and not thinking about the chapters and where they fit, because it's easy to put it together if you're actively watching, but he might have just been like really chill and just watching it and confused. Because
I was confused too, I'm not gonna lie. I was confused
just for a good minute.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? That's what I was saying, until like more chapters pulled in, and then that's when you start fitting the pieces and you'll start to understand. It's kind of like Pulp Fiction, definitely like Reservoir Dogs. There's going to be some moments you're not going to understand until the whole chapter start, unfolding, and you start to get it. But yeah, I do enjoy this. It was pretty fine. I do enjoy these kind of films. I like the mystery. It's definitely thrilling, and I do suggest to go check this film out, because it is kind of nice, like seeing these kind of movies playing out. But I wish the payoff was a little bit faster, or should I say a little bit better. I guess they do talk about like what's going on with the head, or like the mentality of why she's doing this and so forth. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I think you should go out and see it. So go ahead, boy. Take it over.
I thought this was a really shot film, well shot film. I mean, we did miss a little bit at the beginning. I felt like that was maybe important. I don't know.
It
how
was
much,
really important.
That's what I figured. Cause that's why it definitely threw you. If you come into the movie a little late, you're gonna be confused for the first two chapters.
What's going on?
I did like how everything did unfold. I think all the chapters were really done well. Pretty
You missed
interesting.
the first chapters.
Well, that's why I said
Yeah.
pretty much most of them,
Yeah.
or at least what I've seen, I should say.
Yeah.
What chapter was the first one? What was it called? Do you know which chapter?
Uh,
Because when I came in, it was chapter 5.
It was the lady.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't.
But we saw all the chapters because it was 1 through 6, and
He just said we didn't see
Like
one.
introduction.
Oh, the intro. But there's
Oh.
we saw. I was taking note of all the chapters. We saw all the chapters.
All right, what
So there
happened
must have
exactly?
been-
How did the movie open?
Yeah. Chapter introduction. The
Intro.
lady.
So there's an intro. And
Okay,
then
no.
there's 6, and
I'm
then there's
asking
epilogue.
what happened.
Oh,
that chapter.
well, there's some like basically what they're talking about in the story. So, see, this is another thing that I thought was going on, but I like to explain it a little bit later. But yeah, keep going. Just what do you thought of this?
Okay. Anyway, well, I thought the acting and the music choice
Yeah.
was really good for the film, and I did like how everything was being shot. I think I'm still trying to understand the movie. I gotta really think about it, but I know I did enjoy this film, and I think other people for sure that are fans of horror and thriller
Yeah.
will have fun with this movie. This movie was fun. It was for sure fun. It was and and it was interesting and funny, especially with the mountain people. Like their characters were pretty interesting. That's pretty much where everyone got more of their reactions than everyone in the theater, at least.
Were you suspended? Like, were you like feeling the horror in this, or not really?
No, not really.
Hmm.
Not really. It's more like just okay, what's going on? Because she's being hunted.
Yeah, it's
In the
like one
beginning,
of those films that you just want to see the whole chapters keep on coming.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's fine. Now I'm fine with waiting and stuff like that. But I was just left like, what's happening? What's going on with Q? I mean, of course you're gonna know at the end, but it's just thinking about what's going on as you're watching the chapters unfold.
Oh yeah.
But as for the whole thing, I thought it was a really good movie. As for the ending, I thought the ending was shot well. Was it like the best payoff for the film or something, or could there have been anything else said to the film? But as far as how they ended, I thought it was done well.
Now let's go to Ocean. What do you thought of this film? Do you enjoy this as much as us, or you just didn't like it as much, or what do you think?
No, I liked it. It was fun. It was unique. I usually don't like serial killer movies, but this year, well, I guess I don't typically watch a whole lot of them because I don't really like them, but this year we got It Comes at, wait, what was it called? It Comes at Night? And this one,
It Comes at Night is an old movie.
well, we got 2 serial killer movies. The Shudder one, remember? The Shudder one? Anyway,
They'll probably know. Go ahead.
yeah, we got 2
Violent
that
Nature?
I thought were Violent Nature, yeah.
Okay.
In a Violent Nature. Yeah, so they were like both different takes on the serial killer genre, and I don't typically like that genre, but these 2 were interesting. I liked the non-linear aspect. I liked how it was shot on 35. I liked the different ideas in there where you didn't know what exactly maybe was role-playing or not. That added a little bit to it. And yeah, overall, without spoiling anything, I liked it, and I would give it like a 4 out of 5, like an 8.
Well,
Yeah.
we're not in the verdicts yet, but yeah, and we do letters here. We
Letter.
don't do numbers.
Okay.
No.
What letter would you give it then?
Well, not yet.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
so you suggest people to actually go see it in theaters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you recommend people to just hold back on this? Just watch it on the streaming service, or is this something that for a big, if you're a big serial killer fan, you could go see in the
I would
movie
say,
right
now.
I would say go see it.
Yeah.
For Kyle, like I expected a little bit more from him, but I was surprised with the leading with what's her name?
actress?
The actress.
Oh no,
So
Wilmore.
she
the
made
lady.
up for it what
Fitzgerald.
he maybe lacked a little bit.
She-
Cop characters aren't my favorite, but
Nah, they're the best. They're
they're the
hilarious.
worst. No.
They're funny in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause-
no, I'm talking about like cop main characters. Him, Kyle.
Oh,
No,
but
the cops are cool,
okay,
yeah,
but let me bring up Longlegs just for a moment. I know you didn't watch it, but the main lead was a cop character.
she was like an FBI agent or something.
That's still a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not try to
Okay,
diverse too much.
No, but I'm just comparing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just more federal. By that I mean, they still could deal with manhunts and stuff like that. But anyways, continuing to what you were saying about these.
That's
The-
about it.
Kyle, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. All right, so yeah, and if you want to know about the budget of this film, it's definitely $4 million. The question is if they will make up their money. They still didn't release it in the box office. I'm guessing they're counting on the USA box office
I'm
opening. So, and it did came out. So, hopefully, if people spread this around and if we give it and if it got very high reviews, I think it'll make up its money. That's for sure. I think enough people will go see it and actually enjoy this kind of film. There is maybe if you're like one of those people who don't like these kind of solving puzzles and you're just, like don't want to think too often, you're probably going to hate this. The payoff, depending how you look at it, I don't think the payoff is that great. I thought they were going to aim for a sequel, but they do not. I'm going to say that right out there.
in my opinion, it's not a mystery at all. There's nothing to solve here.
Yeah, there's another thing, like if you want to look for a mysterious kind of thing, no, there's nothing of that. But yeah, I do think it's one of the good things that you could actually go in here and just a nice little wrap up for a film. Like for like one of these kind of films of horror suspense kind of thing.
Horror's been good lately. I will add that last year and this year have been really good.
Yeah, for a good year for horror
Yeah.
films. Yeah.
Like they stand out compared to Night Swim and stuff
Horror
like
always stands
that. No, the thing is, a lot of people tend to point at the bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's, because the bad outweighs the good. So yeah. So either way, let's go to final verdicts, and then we'll go to spoilers and discuss what exactly the hell happened. So, boy, go ahead with the final verdicts.
I'll give it I'm sitting on a C plus, but maybe a B minus after our talk. It was a really good film. Definitely watch, but I mean, compared to the other horror movies we've seen, I mean, what the hell did I give Aliens? I think this movie is better than Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
For if I had to compare it,
Alien.
the
Romulus?
the new one.
Romulus. Okay.
Like I think I gave it the same rating, but like a C plus, I think. But yeah, I'll give it the same rating for that one because it was really enjoyable. That's for sure. And I actually like movies where you're trying to see and unfold what's going on. And I did like the two takes on the characters. How you're immediately either going to be on her side or be wondering what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And I thought all the characters were interesting for sure. Even the mountain people up there. But this movie is for sure something I would recommend for other people to watch. I would say it's like a hidden gem for I guess like a serial killer movie. And I did actually think this was better than the other one that came out earlier this year, which was In a Violent Nature.
Oh, okay.
This one was, I think, a lot better than that.
Nice.
And filmed a lot better.
Mm.
Better music.
Better music? I was like, what music?
Oh yeah, the music was good. I liked it.
Music
I liked
was
how
good.
everything was shot.
Yeah. It's kind of like, for me, it just kind of went over. Like, it's just something for a background music. I didn't thought nothing too shiny of
I
it.
noticed the music for sure. The music was like there.
No, I like the reason why, because music's actually, I think to me, is going to be more kind of important in a movie if you're going to make like kind of artistic kind of movie like this.
There was a scene where I was like, all right, take it easy on the music.
There's only one thing I will say is that's probably every time Kyle's character kept on showing up.
Yeah.
And that was the only issue I had.
I was like, what the hell?
But I meant with like the music choice.
Oh, okay.
The soundtrack.
That's right.
Yeah.
As for him popping up, it reminded me too much like the creature of the Black Lagoon. So that's something that I will add in there. But I will sit with the C plus for now.
C plus. All right, go ahead, Ocean. Final verdict.
I give it a B. Solid B. There is a couple ideas that give me pause, especially since this was directed by a guy.
JT Molyneux.
Okay, what do you mean by that? Do you want to elaborate?
Because just the fact it's, I don't know, trying to diminish like victim voices, I feel like might be an aim of this movie. But at the same time, I have contradicting thoughts because women are allowed to be villains too. But the fact that a guy decided to tell this story about a girl playing victim feels a little icky to me.
What do you mean?
So, what Ocean's trying to say is that the director wrote it in a way where it feels like
The woman is faking,
Yeah.
she's not a real victim, and trying to make it seem like women are pretending.
See, the thing
Wa-
is,
wasn't that her character though? Like to
That's-
But
to
she-
lower
no,
the
she's-
guards of other people.
she's talking about like in real life, kind of how.
It's just one thing that gives me pause.
Is it something
But-
that the director did, or because
No,
okay, I'm
it's
just
just what he's trying to portray in this movie.
Yeah, it's just.
Which is part spoiler.
saying. Okay.
Well,
So-
yes. One thing I will agree with you on is the odds of something like that happening, where the victim is, doing
Yeah.
faking it, is very, very slim. At most times, I think what the other officer was trying to do was the right thing, the moral right thing to do.
Yeah.
However, it just happened to be in this situation that it was
And
not.
then
the-
in
Oh,
this
okay,
I
tiny,
understand what you're
slim
saying.
chance
Yeah.
situation is
Exactly.
what this male director decided to
Exactly.
say. So what is he trying to say?
So
What is he trying to say?
That don't believe women.
in this particular beat, but
but the
I
fact that
see
he's
what you're coming from.
amplifying.
Yes,
this
I see where he's coming from.
story.
Because in real life, in most cases, that's exactly what most likely happened with the character. Look, we need to go into spoilers in order to
Yeah, to digest. this.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
So-
We got a spooky or weird.
No,
kind
yeah,
of-
I know what you mean, but for the sake of the
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about it more. So verdicts, right? So it was just that's why I didn't get that perfect A for you. Okay, gotcha. So all right. So final verdicts. I do enjoy this. This is a film that I do think you should go out there. There is some funny moments. There is some pace issues. You will get a little bit kind of confusing a little bit in the beginning, but just like we said, once you start putting in the puzzles for each chapter, you'll start getting it. You start to understand why her motives are kind of there, and you'll start liking some of these characters. I did. I enjoyed them, and I do love where it was all headed. In the very ending, the ending did kind of flatten a little bit in the ending. I wish there was a more impactful, like we'll talk about in spoiler, but yeah, I do enjoy this. I just wish we had a bigger payoff, and it's why it's gonna just give me a normal B. This is a normal B. So a B film movie that you should probably go out there and see. You got my approval to go see it. If you don't want to see it, and then definitely watch on the streaming service. Like you could miss it if you like, but I think you're doing a disservice not seeing this. But either way, that's all we got, right?
Yeah, I
think
think
so,
so. Yeah.
So let's go. Okay, well, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys on the spoiler one.
All right, guys.
All right, let's go to the spoilers. So, what the hell happened exactly during this whole thing? Remember, we talked about it a little bit. She is definitely the serial killer. She is the electric lady.
You don't
and
know that
everybody.
first.
Well, yeah, of course, but this is the spoilers.
Okay.
So. This is where basically we had no idea what her motives was. Apparently, she's not right in the head. She sees demons. That's what her explanation is.
Yes.
And then there's a reason. I think you get a little hint of that when she look at the guy. What was it? The demon?
Pete.
Pete? Yeah, Pete.
The cop.
The
Or-
cop, the
yeah.
police officer. Like, but
Yeah.
it is. This is the part where it's just not the best because it is like I get it. It's fast, but I was hoping we'll get that payoff a little bit longer. Like maybe we could see that image a little bit better. Maybe you'll see why she's doing this. Like she's getting very effective of that kind of demon, but nothing really happened. I wanted to see that demon pop when nothing happened. She just saw a person becoming a demon really fast, and she shoots him.
I don't think the fact that you don't see it is the problem. It's the fact that her different motivations don't really connect, because in the beginning her motivations are different than the end, and she's saying she just wants to have like a fun time. She wants someone to meet with her expectations and do this role play with her, but then that doesn't align with her motivations in the end. Like basically that she is seeing, she's basically, she has no empathy for other humans, and she's also
Yeah, that's
has
why she killed
hallucinations.
everybody.
Yes,
Has
kind
hallucinations,
of
but that doesn't match up with
psychosis a little bit. It seems like.
Yeah, it doesn't match up with because they had a more interesting idea in the beginning than going mental health issues. in the
Like
end.
what exactly was her goal then?
In the beginning?
Yeah.
More like trying to find someone who would be able to like withstand like these role playing aspects that she's basically playing with. A lot of guys will end up getting defensive or want to like take control, like they make you think he's doing, but then it turns out he was role playing too. That's more interesting. And then they ended up just putting it on mental illness, and it doesn't really match for me.
So what she was basically, from what it looks like in the beginning, she's there for a good time.
Well,
She's trying to have this outstanding good time, versus in the end we learn, that she's seeing these demons. And as by the looks, when she's doing more of the killing, she's starting to see it more frequently.
It could be both. I'm just having a hard time putting those two together, so I'm not sure because she seems like she's trying to connect with this guy. But
not really. She's that kind of lady that she would 100% bait you, because that's what she was doing.
But
she was
a little bit like there was a little bit that she was like
almost,
but then it turns out she doesn't have empathy for anyone at all.
So what she was staring at him when you get to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, you thought she wasn't gonna kill him?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the director seemed to switch her motivations halfway through.
I don't know if it's him switching the motivation. I just don't think he told it right. Because I think they were sticking with the ending. They already knew where they were going to take the character. It's just sometimes when you're building the character up, you don't know how to start it. You just know how it ends.
Basically, this is definitely 100% a serial killer. For my perspective of seeing this, my perspective is she's the one who is basically getting people. This is why she's the electric killer. She legitimately fooled him into coming in here, and she was just going to play with the guy. And obviously, she knew what she was going to do. She was going to put his initials, which she did. And obviously, he was going to kill him. And obviously, the more time, trying to go past, she's just starting killing people because she's in survival mode at that point. And basically, everybody know who the hell is the Electric Lady. She's a massive murdering spree maniac. And that's what the motive was.
Not really, because she does have morals. She's not a murdering spree maniac.
That's
she
actually a
has
good point.
morals, and she feels bad when she she obviously doesn't have to, but in her head, she has to kill them when they threaten.
She's having
her
like
plan.
an inner conflict.
Mental illness.
Yes, if they're not trying to call the police, she lets them go. So she doesn't just love killing, but she has like thoughts where she justifies it.
She has like impulses that end up kind of taking over her. Because I mean, she could have just let the cop guy go in a way, but she drugged him and then ended up deciding to kill him. Well, actually, I'm not sure if she was gonna kill him 100% until she found out he was a cop.
She never planned on killing him. The fact that she killed him was it just so happened that way.
Well, if you didn't know, in the introduction era, there were radio things that were going off that the electric killer has struck again. And this is why that I was just like, maybe that's why you didn't hear it, or basically you're kind of taking a different kind of perspective.
I always feel like introductions are pointless.
Well, it is in the story. So that's what happened. It was, and obviously the electric killer was on the loose, and basically people were kind of afraid of her. They just don't know where she was, what she does. Well, she kills people. And I'm guessing that's what she was doing with the police officer. She just realized it was the police officer. And she was going to kill him nonetheless. Because that's why she was doing the initials, the E and L, and saying that this is,
that was
her
before
thing.
She did that before she found out he was a cop.
Yeah, she did do that.
Which
she knew she was even more fucked when she
and then she
found out he was a cop.
Shit.
That's why she was freaking out.
Yeah.
Which you noticed the light in the room was all red.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was an interesting detail in there, because no light is like that in red.
Oh, yeah, but keep going on.
Oh.
So basically what else happened during that time when she started... Because there was a scene that's kind of weird where basically they were kind of in the vehicle, right? They were talking about like how would they do things to
yeah, I
to
didn't
each
like
other.
that part
Because
when
that-
you think about it, the ending, because she talks about how she would be in danger to go with him, and then which is true, and then the fact that he makes this movie about this, it just like he's just trying to like put a band-aid on the movie he's making. I feel like he's like, no, I actually said this in the movie, so so it's okay. I don't know, saying that she would be in danger to go in the room with him, but then he made the movie about him being in danger. The director knows,
Because he did a vice versa.
the director knows like that's the norm.
Yeah,
so he
which
just
he
put that
stated.
in there to like put a little band-aid on what he's making the movie about. I feel like
Yeah, it could be.
that's just what I think.
But then I don't think you would get a movie out of it. But
Because
'Cause
why would she say that?
The thing is, if he were to do something like that, it would be another traditional serial killer guy.
yeah, so
Which, you know,
Well, it reminds me a lot of Promising Young Woman, in a way, even though Promising Young Woman, she's a good character, but she ends up getting killed anyway.
yeah.
But
If you did not know that she was the Electric Lady, I'm pretty sure that's where the part where you would have known that she's the Electric Lady. If not, it would have been when she finally killed the poor farmers or hippies, they like to call themselves. Except for the old man that he's a biker.
he's like, I'm not a hippie.
Yeah. I'm actually a biker. But yeah, it's fun because I did like those two couples. I like it how they were just basically making the worst breakfast known to man.
So they're just a whole like happy hippie couple living out. That's what their characters were.
What did the old man say? Like, did the Sasquatch get you or something?
Yeah. He's like, you sure?
Bigfoot's out there. Like,
Yeah,
you sure
well,
he's
yeah.
not there? You sure it wasn't a
they
man?
were
Well,
doomsdayers.
yeah.
They were giving, like, I don't know, for some reason they were giving like it was their last day alive or something. That's the that's what I was getting from that. And I don't know why they would put that in the movie.
Yeah.
But it seemed like they were. I mean, that's not relevant. But why were they acting like that? It was so weird.
It was.
But
They were
funny.
acting like
They were, but it was like one of those crazy moments because obviously in the beginning, like what was it in chapter 2 or 3? I forgot what it was when the guy went inside while he was trying to find her.
Yeah.
That I thought he killed the old.
Well, yeah,
the old
that's what
people.
it was aiming for.
Yeah,
Because he's a demon. He's the guy. He's the serial killer.
yeah.
He's the one going after the final lead. Not the final lead. The fucking one woman.
The lady.
The traditional guy kills girl stuff. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, and obviously she almost had him fooled until later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but until we got that breakfast scene, what actually did happen, that's when basically she's like, yeah, I didn't want to hurt you guys, but you were calling the cops, so I
Yeah.
just slit your throat.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty good scene. I like that part. And then the old lady came in and just was shocked that,
Yeah.
he was dead. But she escaped, kind of.
Not really.
And then she died later on.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it was pretty good though. So what else happened after that? Did we go back again? Because this is the weird thing about going back
it goes
and forth.
back a lot. What happened after that?
See, this is the part where I went, back into the car scene because you know how it went back and forth. But I thought they were telling their own stories, like how like it felt like they were kind of telling like a movie or something. Like when he kind of like he was choking her in the bed,
Yeah.
and it went back to them in the car. I'm like, so is this like a story they're telling themselves? I guess like writing a story or something. But it wasn't that. It was just something different. But obviously, yeah. So after the whole chase scene and trying to get her, but
Well,
she managed
he
to
found
escape.
her and he knocked her out.
It's like one of those
Yeah.
movies that you gotta remember this, or you'll actually lose track of
Because
everything.
I'm trying to remember what happened after the hippie scene, the chapter.
We go back, I think.
We do go back, I think, one more time.
Yeah. What do you think, Ocean? You have a powerful brain. Go ahead, use it.
I mean, I could see it linear, like in chronological order, like what happens in real time. I know it goes back and forth, but I can picture what happens. They're in the car, then they're in the room.
All right. So what happened after that with the whole old people
Well,
dying
then-
and when she found him, or yeah, he found her.
So he comes up to the house. The old lady's running to the shed, or she runs. No, she runs away.
Mhm.
He gets, and then she goes in the freezer. He comes in the house. He comes looking for her, He goes all around the house looking for her, finds her in the freezer, shoots the freezer. She opens the freezer and then
He knocks her out. Or he knocks her out.
Yeah.
And then we go back in time. Do you remember that?
That was the beginning.
no, they make it seem like he shot her. Which I think he did, and then
Oh,
she
yeah.
kills
Well,
him.
he did shot, but he didn't kill her. I think he hit
Yeah,
her.
he shot her arm, I think.
Oh,
a
okay,
like
little bit.
her
Yeah.
shoulder.
Because that's why she couldn't really move it.
Yeah, so he shot her arm.
So they make it seem like she maybe died, and he's like, "Oh crap!"
So, okay, so, all right. So he shots her, and he thought, exactly, he thought he killed her. But in reality, no. And why he couldn't finish her off. Instead of just going like, oh, she's still breathing.
Well, he
Done.
handcuffs her so that she can go to jail.
Yeah.
'Cause he's a cop, he's not gonna get in trouble for it. He calls his buddies over to come by, and then
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Well, he did that. She killed him.
but so that's why I like the ending, because she goes on this whole spiel about how she doesn't want to die, and then she dies.
She could have lived. She just, should have shot that lady, right
Well,
away.
I mean, she was...
I think she was gonna shoot herself though, because she saw a demon in the mirror. You
Really?
guys
It did
didn't
show
see
mirror.
that?
No, yeah, she's right.
Oh.
Yeah,
She
she
did.
was gonna. I think she was gonna shoot herself because she
Oh.
saw the demon in the mirror, and she took out the gun. She thought she was gonna shoot her, and she killed her. She didn't want to die, but her own hallucinations, like, basically killed her. That's how
I
saw it,
guess.
because she saw in the mirror, and it went all red, and there was like a demon face.
Oh,
And
I
she
thought.
said she doesn't see humans. That's what I thought she was gonna do.
I don't think she was
And
gonna shoot
because
herself.
also, in addition to that, she didn't grab her. She had another gun in her jacket that she could have grabbed and shot the lady.
Yeah, she had
but
3 guns.
But she was
didn't-
dying at that point, so she knew.
No, she could have shot the lady, but I feel like, she was trying to shoot herself. That's what I think. Because there's no reason, it doesn't match her morals. Because she wasn't shooting innocent people. Well, I mean, they were innocent,
They
but
were
she
innocent.
wasn't. She wasn't shooting people that weren't contradicting her plan or what she needed to do. So she wasn't getting in her way. She was helping her. So there was no reason why this character would have shot that lady. So that's why she didn't pull out her second gun and shoot her.
I mean, she was gonna go get her some help. If she took her to the car and she was gonna go get her to help.
She wanted her
Yeah.
to take her. She asked for her help and she was taking her. She didn't call the police. She was taking her to the hospital after she shot her, but not before. She was, yeah. I don't think that this character would have shot that lady.
My point of view, what I saw is when she looked in the mirror, she realized, yeah, I am a demon. I'm a piece of shit. And yeah, she did have morals, but she was debating on shooting her, I think. She didn't just went like, boom, done. She was just aiming at the gun at her.
She would have done that already when she was standing outside with
No,
her.
she's right.
Next to her. When she could have just shot her already. There's no reason she would have waited until they're both in the car.
Well,
driving,
yeah,
but-
that's why I said that she still had morals, that she didn't want to kill her right away. That's why I think when she finally saw herself in the mirror, she realized that she was a demon. She was, she was basically realizing she was actually very more bad, and she may have wanted to kill her or not. It just depends. But I think that's why it kind of didn't make her kill her right away. But she was going to kill her when she heard that she was going to take her somewhere, to get help. But then obviously she saw that, and then she killed her.
The lady that was driving said that she was taking her for help after
She
was
shot her.
already shot. That's why what you're saying doesn't make sense.
What do you mean? She said when she was putting
And
her in the
then
car,
she
she said, "We're
could've-
gonna get you
she-
help, though."
No, like she could have shot her with her other gun. She had
I
3 guns.
I understand
Okay,
that.
okay. All right, whatever. So it doesn't go as planned, or whatever was gonna happen. She shot. I didn't realize that the trucker lady had a gun and blasted her.
Yeah, which is funny because it's kind of a callback to earlier. She's like, "You mountain people have guns,"
Oh yeah.
and then she had a gun.
I think it was funny and dumb. I thought what he was gonna do, the hillbilly with the gun in the motel. Like I thought he was gonna go and check and try to fight that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He
Like
just closed the fucking door.
he's like, I don't care.
The part was stupid. He's like, he's got a gun. Well, so do I.
Yeah, that was funny. I saw that scene already
Yeah.
on Instagram.
I thought he was gonna do like a heroic thing. Like, I'm gonna go in
He
there and
said,
blast.
fuck that. Close the door.
Oh god.
I
Yeah,
had a
so-
gun too.
Yeah, so it was pretty funny. I did like that part, and it's just one of those things that I wish we could have little more, I guess, but we still got some funny moments too. So let's go back a little bit. So what? How did our boy die? The demon, the sheriff. You know
She bit
the
his neck
yeah.
because
Bear mace. Sasquatch mace.
That's what she was
Yeah.
singing too, and I was like, all right. At that point, I thought he was gonna just blast her head off, like, but I would have been like, all right,
cops are boring.
yeah. No,
They're
I
not
was
gonna
like,
do
damn,
that.
it would have been cool if it did happen, but it didn't. So he was just because I'm guessing, like, yeah, he still loves her. He still has
No.
very emotions. I don't know
He's-
what.
He
has PT.
empathizes with her maybe as another human, but he doesn't. I don't think he loves her.
No.
Okay, maybe he's just hearing the
She was
songs.
And-
giving him like a love like thing
Yeah.
away, and now they're both gonna be locked up and
Yeah,
stuff like
okay.
that.
No, he wasn't.
I know, but that's what she was saying.
Yeah.
He knew he wasn't. That's why he said, "I'm gonna be in trouble, but not as much trouble as you are."
Yeah.
Never locked up. Get a little.
Slap in
Slap
the wrist.
on the
If anything,
wrist.
just losing his badge. But that's probably it.
No, not
No,
even
he's
that.
not. Maybe, who knows? Maybe like paid vacation, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
so-
exactly what
yeah.
he paid vacation.
so yeah, absolutely. So he does die because of bear mace, and I thought she was gonna go for the gun and shoot the handcuffs off, but no, because you know how he's probably
Yeah.
big and she couldn't move him, but
Yeah.
it don't matter. That means that the sheriffs came in time to, I guess, witness the scene, and if you're one of the sheriffs, you'll be like, "What the hell happened?" because it's such a mess.
Yeah, very.
Everybody laughed at
confusing.
that scene.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is the part where I think Ocean had a problem with. Did you have this problem where like a female officer? I thought it was a dude at first, but like one of those weird people. But nah.
No, it happens throughout the whole movie. She plays victim like maybe 4 times in the movie.
Yeah, and this is where like basically one of the officers, the female officer, wanted to help her. She wanted to, give her assistance, medical treatment. But the other guy officer was like, "No, we gotta call this in because we don't know if she's as much as a killer as everybody else, or like like I guess they're saying like this is like a crime scene. We can't touch
Yeah.
anything." So we better call this in, but obviously it didn't happen. And guess what? He told you, bitch, what the hell? You got me killed. Well, she lived, so that's a good
Yeah.
thing. She lived. And obviously the officer told her, like, so why did it? And this is the part, what did she say? Do you remember, Ocean? Because remember the officer was getting, took her somewhere, like, in the middle of nowhere, and he just asked her,
those folks.
Yeah, like,
and
why you
what
did
she
it?
say?
He asked her why she killed all those people, and she said sometimes she sees devils instead of humans.
poetic.
Uh,
That means she sees demons, and it's up to her to take get rid of them. And that's a part
Which
where I was
doesn't-
hoping
which
we could
doesn't-
see a demon, like a real demon.
that's not the point.
I would have
It's not a
loved to
monster
see a
movie.
demon monster. I don't
Okay.
You should
care.
have saw long legs then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
for-
care. I would have loved to see at least a demon. In
No,
that kind of
I'm fine that
perspective.
they didn't show.
I would have
demon.
loved it. I would have been like, this is the part, like, okay, I see that demon.
This
that
is
she
a
blasted.
character
was-
with mental health.
What was interesting is she wasn't gonna kill him, and then she makes a scared face, and then that's when she shoots him and
I
leaves the
wouldn't.
car. So she saw it.
No, yeah, it
So-
showed in the
'cause,
mirror. when
Yeah, she wasn't gonna kill the police, and then she made a face like she saw something, and then she shot him and left.
So everything around what was happening was like making everything come at her like faster.
Yeah,
Like, she'd see the demon more, I think.
more and more.
And
Do you think she was killing, and was it like popping out more often? Do you think?
well,
so?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was already killing a bunch of people. I don't think they said how many, but
think they
she's
did
already
say
had
it.
a name already. But she herself saying it, like you could tell she didn't want to like kill them all the time or something like that. Like she said herself, like she didn't want to. She let the other girl go, And then she was probably going to let him go, but it was just like she said in the mirror when she saw it. And then she decided to shoot him.
Yeah.
And then it seems like only after when she does it, she realizes what happens.
Yeah.
But it happens so often that it's kind of either one kind of becoming numb to it and used to it, but it's more like a disappointment every time it happens to her.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't match up to her motivations in the beginning for me. Like, why is she writing her initials on people? Why is she doing... She's not seeing the demon every time she's doing that, so I don't understand. It just doesn't match up.
Yeah, it's just the directors probably, the writing maybe. Maybe they just did it a little bit, like, once they, like, you know, were finishing up, it's like, oh, okay, let's just play the mentality card. You know, that's the reason.
The characters'
that's the
motivations in the story, so that's why I don't like.
And it kind of makes sense if they did it properly, and then but I could see like she sees demons and shooting people, and it works. It works.
Yeah,
that's why
I can
it's
see
pretty.
the problem you're having.
Because it makes more sense to me. Like I would like it more if the demon shit wasn't involved.
Yeah, that she was actually doing it. She was for fun. She was.
They
wild.
probably should have not done that because
it just.
At first, it seemed like she was a serial killer already, and then now they made it seem like I don't know where she's being followed by
demons.
It does. I understand that it doesn't have to make sense because people with mental illness
can't make sense of it. But
it doesn't always make sense. But it just like I don't know. You have to. It needs more.
I guess it was trying to get. I guess it was just trying to do that little spark. You know, like when they try to show you like an answer to that reason, and maybe that answer didn't pay off so well. It's probably that. Because I'm pretty sure, I would rather prefer, like, if she didn't see demons, and she just did it because she wanted to. Like, she's an actual serial killer. But I guess
not even because she wanted to, but because of other reasons that pushed her to that. Or just simply out of, like, survival and getting, like, stuck in these situations where she doesn't have strong enough morals to not. But I don't know. A little too much.
She's an electric lady for something. So she had to kill. But either way, I think that's it, right? Pretty much she died in the end. There's no damn sequel. I was hoping there would be maybe. So
No, we don't need sequels.
Return of the Demon.
The Electric Boogaloo too. I don't know. I would like to see, because maybe there would have been. I thought they were gonna try to do a little bit something more, that she probably, the electric lady's still out there. You know, maybe like an open ending kind of thing, that she's still out there like causing mayhem. Not technically too much, but you know, she's killing people still, and people are still afraid of that legend. I thought it was going to end during the, you know, when she killed the guy. You know, like it felt like an ending to me.
First when she was passing out?
Yeah, like that. Yeah. When she like bit that guy's neck and, you know, had a meat, and then she screamed, and I was like, oh, okay. But
that was a good shot, by the way.
Which one?
I don't know. When she bit his neck and he fell over, and it was like, I don't know. I thought that was a really good shot of the film.
Yeah, it was just a film. Yeah. But either way, I like this film. We like this, right? No ratings changes. I think it
was good.
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
And probably if you know more about it than we do, you probably will. And, you know, I think it just comes to this, you know, certain conclusions that you thought about. Everybody will come out differently. Some guy probably thought it was boring, was lost. And there's people that actually enjoyed it like we do.
It was a good film.
It was a good film. I liked it. So, yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys on the next movie review. All right, later, guys.
Later.